Video game journalists are wackos, guys. Yeah, you heard it here first. There's an anti-white video game journalist who, funny enough, is white. Is running damage control for Dragon Age, the Veilguard, by claiming it's the target of a hate campaign. So we're gonna look at this article from Fandom Pulse. Shout outs to John F. Trent. We've been covering Veilguard here on the channel immensely, and it's the gift that just keeps on giving. Just when I thought we were done talking about this shithole of a game, something pulls us right back in. This is literally an infinite content glitch. So Hades Madsen, who previously claimed that they can't stand white people, and funny enough, that's how all these people in the journalists, developers, community managers, basically if you're in some form or fashion in the gaming industry and you're a wokey, it's almost like natural that you have to hate white people. I don't know why, but that's just the thing. Said they attempted to run damage control for BioWare and Dragon Age, the Veilguard, by claiming the game is a target of a hate campaign. Doesn't this sound like the same crap that we've been hearing about Assassin's Creed Shadows and about Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and Dustborn and Concord? I don't know why there's such like a defense squad, like literally like a Avengers of woke idiots that are defending Dragon Age so fucking bad, but we've seen it. We've seen it as of late. Not too long ago, Nure, who's a content creator, was actually banned off of EA Play for having a disagreement with somebody that was a community manager on Discord for a Dragon Age group or some kind of bullshit like that. Now, according to this article, it says in an article centered on an interview with the Dragon Age Veilguard game director, who's a man pretending to be a woman and using the name Corinne Busche, published by Woke Publication Inverse. Man, John F. Trent is just going fucking ham with his fucking writing here. Madsen claimed the game is the target of a hate campaign that's put Veilguard at the center of a kind of culture war on social media. Kind of culture war? No, it's absolutely a culture war, and these people can't stand it because we're outside of the echo chamber, guys. We have our own train of thoughts. We're not part of this woke hive mind. We're not infected. We don't come over here and try to normalize lunacy. We're not living in clown world like these people do. And going on, it says that they've left plenty of hateful comments towards developers and review bombing on sites like Metacritic. So we're all rage bait grifters, guys. We leave hate comments. We're bigots. We're racist. We review bomb it. Never mind. These people think that none of you guys watching this, none of you guys that support Hypnotic, Smash, Melanie Mac, Quartering, Grumps, you name it, they think you guys cannot think for yourselves. They think that y'all are inbred trailer park trash that's hillbillies. Well, that guy saying this game is woke, and let me not support it. They think you guys can't form your own opinions. Meanwhile, literally, all of the woke tards are a hive mind, and you have to say or do or go with what they want, or you get canceled. They literally have no thought for themselves. Going on, this article says not only did he claim Dragon Age Veilguard was the victim of this hate campaign, but he claimed it was also targeting other games. So, of course, wow, speak of the devil right here. He says, for most of this year, Assassin's Creed Shadows has been the constant target of a hate campaign. And we have definitely been covering Assassin's Creed Shadows, and it's not a hate campaign. It's literally people protesting Ubisoft at this point because Ubisoft just sucks. Says the art director recently condemned the backlash and harassment of the studio and that the team has faced. The creator of the indie game Tales of Kenzera Zhao, Abu Bakr Salim, which we saw him at the Game Awards. I was like, why is this guy presenting at the Game Awards? His game bombed. Has also been vocal about the fever pitch of racism of the game and its team has received, right? Yeah, that game sucked. Okay, you're just using racism as an excuse. You're blaming it on gamers. These guys, they find ways to call you a bigot, hateful, racist if you don't play along with them. Because they want things their way at the end of the day. And guess what? This modern audience that they're trying to cater to, it does not exist. We've proven it. Modern audience, where are you guys? You don't exist. You're nowhere. Okay? Ironically, Dragon Age was the true peddler of hate as it pushed a deranged and evil gender ideology. which what they're talking about is the transgender top surgery scars. Also, there was the whole cutscene where you're misgendering somebody and you have to do a barf to prove that you're sorry for misgendering somebody. Lots of fucking cringe in the game. On top of that, move the woke DEI nonsense aside. Bad character design, bad writing, bad gameplay. I'm waiting for this to become like literally like a free Game Pass or PlayStation Plus game, because I'm not spending $1 on this bullshit. So this goes on to say how the game launched at the end of October and it hit an all-time peak concurrent player count of just 89,418 on November. And as of the writing that this article was at, the last 24 hours, the peak concurrent player count only hit 9,437. That's a decline of 89.4%. So, oh, well, it's a single player game. People aren't playing the game no more. No, with a franchise as big as like Dragon Age, they want players to play it. And you can still look, the proof's in the pudding. If you go to achievements, Xbox achievements, PSN trophies, people aren't completing the game. They're not going past a certain chapter in the game. People are picking this game up, putting it down, and never touching it again, to the point where literally BioWare came out and said that they're not even going to do DLCs or expansion updates for this game, that they're moving on, right? If this game was any remote success, they would be supporting it with extra content this day and age. And on top of that, they just haven't even announced how many copies this game has actually sold. Where's the bragging at? So back to Hayes. This article at Fandom Pulse goes on and talks about some of the stuff that he said on social media, which fits the brand. We've seen all sorts of other community managers, developers, art directors, you name it, spout all this bullshit on social media, and then they go protected tweets, or they go private, or they delete. The internet never forgets. And this guy basically post stuff like this. Boy, I can't stand white people. And these are the people like with Mercante, where they believe that you can't be racist against white people. Never mind that they're actual, like, literally, like, more often than not, a white person. Like, I don't know why they're taught to hate themselves. But you could see, quote tweeting somebody that was talking about the Boston Tea Party and how it happened after years of protests fell on the deaf ears of the king in Parliament. It was the only avenue left. It was from 2020. Right? So that's one tweet. In June, they reacted to this announcement where the PlayStation 5 event was rescheduled, postponed, saying, cue all the mad white people. Like, come on, this isn't important right now. And I'm saying that as someone whose entire career is steeped in video games. Why do they hate white people so much? And why do they have to attack their consumer base so much? The people that basically are the reason why you have a job in this industry are the people that you attack. I don't know why they're all like that. So this was June 2020. And this was, I don't remember what the postponement was, but more than likely it was probably something to do with the pandemic at the time. And, you know, complaining about white people and making it about some kind of woke political identity politics bullshit for attention. Like at this point, these guys just like to be snarky just to be snarky. You can see another tweet from 2019 even. As much as I love Devil May Cry, I certainly don't need another game with a snarky white guy. Like, why is that what they zone in on? I personally know a developer, and I'm not going to say what name they are. They make indie games on the Nintendo Switch. And they said the best thing about our studio is that no people that are white work there. But the guy himself is fucking white. So, how does that work? I hadn't talked to the guy ever since he fucking said that. Going on, says Trisha and a lady are great characters that deserve far more than they've been given. Continuing on, here's another one. It's not my job to recognize my white privilege. So they do this like bootlicking, like, oh, I have to count, constantly virtue signal that I'm sorry for what my ancestors, the great colonizers, did. These are the type of people that you see on TikTok kissing the boots of POCs. Like they have to be like they in a way they're making themselves a victim, an oppressed person because of stuff that they had nothing to do with. They label themselves as, oh, I have white privilege. Like, oh, guys, sorry, I'm trying not to get my white privilege out there. Like, fuck off. Fuck off. On my massive platform, it's just about the most white privilege thing I've ever heard, right? So this was in response to Ninja. They all hate Ninja now, too, by the way. Even Mercante hates Ninja. But you can see they're just constantly saying, it's not my job to recognize. Like, why do you make white privilege a big fucking deal? There's no such thing as white privilege. I'm Mexican. I've never said that I failed or been held back because I'm Mexican. I've never done that. I work hard. I got my good grades growing up. I did my job every time. And if I didn't get the job or the promotion, I didn't get the job or the promotion. It wasn't because I was a minority, right? I never felt that I needed to get a job just because I'm a Latino. Here's another tweet. It's disheartening that not seeing any of your white family members speak out about racial injustice. Oh, dear God. This reminds me like the George Floyd crap when everybody blacked out their social media. I didn't change my profile to a black square, and this girl that I was talking to at the time fucking just unfollowed me and fucking ridiculed me for not caring about police brutality and all this bullshit. Like, shut the fuck up. They talk about rioting and property damage, but won't talk about systemic racism and police violence. Not one word. It's up to us to hold our family to account. God. Again, you can even see in the little fucking picture, it's a white guy, like a white dude. And they've been raised and taught through their professional lives to do identity politics to the point where they hate their own culture, their own people. I have no clue why they're fucking doing that. And you can see going on in May, they said forced diversity is such a straw man argument, goalposts shift, and people find every excuse to say we're doing diversity wrong. You are. You're fucking absolutely doing it. When you're having to like shoehorn it, force it into fucking people's throats, make consulting companies force stuff in, you're absolutely fucking doing it wrong. Remember the 80s? We had all sorts of shit that was diverse. Remember Star Wars in the 70s? That was diverse. You look at some of these like fan videos of the fans of the Star Wars fandom talking about it. There's black, Asians, whites, female, male. Everything was fucking A-okay. Nobody gave a fuck. Movies had female protagonists. Black fucking heroes. Nobody cared because it wasn't infected with DEI and where the writing wasn't like, oh, this character's good because they're female. The characters were good because they were good characters, because there was a good story. It wasn't some kind of political message behind it. Fucking damn. Like, imagine feeling that you need to be represented that much to where you have to be spiteful to stick it to chuds. You have to be hateful yourself while claiming that everybody else that doesn't like the way that you think is hateful. These people have no idea how the real world works at all. They're all retarded. That tweet says, more diverse experiences, characters, and stories only enrich this industry and all of us. Yeah, but when you're only wanting what you want, it doesn't enrich anything. Diversity is exclusionary. Games should reflect the real world and who plays them. Exactly. And guess what? The real world ain't this Kumbaya DI consulting crap. The real world rejects it, which is why everything is failing that it touches. The idea that anything's being taken away, it is. It's still absurd to me, of course, because you're in the hive mind. The majority of video games out there still feature predominantly white heroes. Wrong. Predominantly straight characters. Wrong. Those experiences aren't being erased, and those demographics have been served for decades. So that's just the thing, man. These guys are idiots. They see through this fucking weird poison tunnel vision. They can't see the forest through the trees. And guys like this that are involved in the industry are just poisoning the well, which is why I speak out, which is why other people speak out, which is why it's important to give your opinions. I know there's a lot of people like, well, who cares? It's just video games. Why do you have to be so angry? Why can't you just talk positive? Why can't you just play games? There's tons of games out there. No, look, guys. When the legacy IPs are being infected, the source material is not being respected, the consumers are being disrespected, and they're telling you that you're acting like you're entitled for games to be made for you. No, you cater to your audience. You lean into that. You make sure that you give them the best entertainment that you can. But they're not focused on that. Instead of making good games, good movies, good TV shows, they're focused on pushing this fucking woke propaganda out there. And when you speak up on it, they try to cancel you. You lose deals, you lose brand. Like we saw Endymion lose the G Fuel thing. They're all scared of getting canceled. They're all fucking pretentious just because they want a virtue signal and be like, look at me, look what I'm doing today. No, it's all terrible. And human beings like Hades Madsen, they're fucking cocoa for cuckoo puffs, or whatever the fucking phrase is. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you're brand new. We've been killing it with the subscriptions. I'd love for you to be part of the 8B Nation. I'll see you on the next one.